Hello YouTube. Today I'd like to talk about how to make your shoes look extra sharp. To get started, you'll need a clean white cloth, some distilled water, and some rubbing alcohol. Take my cloth that I've cut up into strips, wrap it around 2 fingers, twist it, and then apply it to the shoe polish itself. As you can see, it doesn't take a whole lot, and then I'm going to apply it to the shoe or boot that I'm working on. In a circular motion, get a little bit on my finger, and then apply it in a circular motion. This will take any scuffs off and also help make the leather shinier and look better if there's any scuffs on it at all, and it'll recolor the leather. Just keep working it in as you go around the chute. Just take and use your 2 fingers, work it into the leather. Once you've done that, we're going to let this dry for approximately 3 minutes. As you can see, it's been applied. So now we're going to wait about 3 minutes and then buff it off. In the shoe polish, I recommend you using a little brush. You could use a toothbrush. This happens to be a shoe brush, but you can go along the welts, rub a little bit of polish in there, and it'll make the shoe look a whole lot cleaner and better. And if there's any little marks or scuffs in there, it'll take care of that too. Don't take a whole lot of product to clean a shoe up, and it'll make a world of difference as far as how you present yourself and how you look. It just takes a few minutes to take and polish a shoe, and it'll make a world of difference. You can see after about 3 minutes the shoe polish itself is dried. Now we're going to take a horsehair brush and give it a good buffing, and that'll bring back the shine. Just take and go over the shoe. Get real good along the welt. Just keep going over it until you're satisfied with the sheen that you're getting. And you shouldn't see any scuff marks or any discoloration. The more times you go over it, the shinier it'll get, up to a certain point. Okay, now that we've taken and give it a good buffing, as you can see, the shoe's starting to look a whole lot better than it started off. And now I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes, and I'm going to start applying the wax itself to the toe cap and the heel only. As you can see here, there's still a few scuff marks right here on the toe of this particular shoe. I'm going to take and hit that again one more time with a little bit of polish, let that dry, and then buff it off again, and that should take care of that. As you can see, I've got a little bit of the shoe polish on my rag. I'm going to go over where them scuff marks were. Circular motion, working that into the leather. And that'll get rid of those couple of scuff marks that are there. And then we're going to let that dry before we finish waxing the toe cap. Okay, so now I'm going to take and wax the toe cap and the heel. What I like to do is take my white cotton cloth, wrap it around 2 fingers. And this particular mirror gloss is a hard wax. Neutral in color, put a little bit on there, and then apply it to the toe. And I'm just going to put a light coat on, circular motion, till the toe is covered. And while that's drying, we're going to do the heel. Going to get a little bit on there and do the same thing to the heel cap. Circular motions, light coat. Thing is, you have to let this dry in between or it'll start peeling off. And you don't want that. So just take and put a light coat on, set it down, let it dry. As you can see, when you're applying it to the toe and the heel, you're going to get a little bit of the residue from the shoe polish on there, but not an extreme amount. And you just put a light coat on, work it into the toe cap, and then there again let it dry. And once it's dry, we'll take and buff it off and then put another coat on. Key to a good shine on your toe cap and your heel is to apply several coats. It takes a little bit of time to get it on there, but if you can apply 6 or 7 coats before you actually do the final spit shine, you'll have something to work with. If you'll just take your rag that you're using to apply it, make sure and change it frequently so that it stays good and clean. Dip in a little bit of distilled water. You just put a couple drops on your rag, dip it into the wax, and just put a light coat on. Lighter the better. And just work it into the toe cap and then let it dry in between coats. And the water to still water ratio to alcohol is just about 100% water and 10% rubbing alcohol, and the alcohol just helps melt the wax so that it'll go on and work it into the leather smoother. Again, you just take and dip your finger into a little bit of water, alcohol mixture for your rag, and then work a little bit of the clear wax onto it and apply it to the toe cap in a circular manner. In a light, just use a light touch on it. And all you're trying to do is just build up a good coat that you're going to be using for your polish, for your final sheen. You can see it's starting to build up and look like it's supposed to. What we'll do after we're done with all this is we'll take a little bit of water, alcohol, and a little bit of ice and actually give it what they call a spit shine. Do the same thing on the cap, the heel cap. A little bit of water and light circular motions with some of the wax. Then let it dry. You let it dry a minute or two in between coats. It'll work a little bit better. If you get on a little bit too early, it has a tendency to roll up or ball up. So just be patient, and when you get done, you'll be really happy with the results. As you can see here where the wax is starting to dry, it'll haze over, kind of like it does whenever you wax your car. Once you let that get a good set on it, then we're going to take and spit shine it and polish it up. Okay, we've got about 6 coats of wax on here, and I'm getting ready to start the final polishing process. And what you want to do there is dip your rag into a little bit of water, touch the ice, and then start polishing. Use light coats, circular motion, and just keep working it around. Touch the ice, and go again. Just keep working it around. What the ice helps the wax set, and the rubbing alcohol helps the wax melt so that you get a good polish on it. Touch the ice, and hit it again. Just keep working it around. can see it starts to getting a good shine on it. Like to take and change out my rag pretty frequently. Take and put your 2 fingers in there, wrap it around, and finish polishing. Keep working it. And as you can see, just after a few minutes of doing this, we're starting to get a good shine on our toe cap. At this point, we're going to add a little bit more wax, get a little more buildup to get the desired that we want. Touch the ice, a little bit of wax, touch the ice, a little bit of wax, and apply it to the toe cap. Water, ice, wax. And let that dry. As you can see, it's starting to take a good shine to it. Just got to be patient with it. As you can see, just after a few minutes working this particular shoe, how the toe cap's starting to take a good shine. And you can keep working with it until you get the desired look that you want. But if you'll take and compare what we started off with on our dirty shoe to what we've got now, this has gone a long way in a short period of time. Okay, after you take and wax your toe cap and your heel, it takes a little bit of time, but it's well worth the results because it shows that you take pride in your appearance. So if you'll just take and clean your shoes up, put a little bit of the effort into it as far as treating them with some shoe cream to soften and work the leather, and then take and put a good polish on. That'll take care of your scuff marks and make your shoe look like new again as far as color goes. And then take a little bit of the hard wax, the mirror wax. It takes a little bit of time, but it's well worth it, like I say, because when people see you come into the room, they're going to know that you take pride in your appearance and took a little bit of effort in making your shoes look good. So hopefully this will help you. If you have any questions, comments, make sure and post them. And as far as the video itself, it's going to be kind of chopped up. It's hard to do and show you exactly the process in a small area, but hopefully you'll be able to take some tips from this and make your shoes look above and beyond what the average is. So thanks again. Please subscribe if you like this kind of material, and have a great new year. Okay, after spending just a little bit of time, as you can see, toe cap, this particular shoe is looking pretty good. I think I'll leave it like that. Here's the other one, real close to matching. So if you just take a little bit of time, polish the shoes, work the toe cap and the heel, you'll be a standout in the crowd also.